Well, I can't help but notice that our photographer looks eerily like Tommy Lee Jones. Do y'all get that vibe? Okay, Q&A. Q&A. The audit to me is the big missing piece here. Let me reiterate what my ranking member said. We agreed to make this a serious exercise in reforming the process where it is not working. And we have, as a committee, passed 14 bipartisan budget process reforms that would strengthen the timeliness or transparency or overall effectiveness. I will ask you what things you think structurally and statutorily would be most helpful for us to work on beyond the 14 or within the 14. A couple of them have become the law of the land, including getting better information from other agencies for you to give us good information, right? But again, with the constructive bipartisan work, with the better communications between CBO, I think, in the committee, and all the efforts you've made, there's still one missing piece to this puzzle of accountability and a culture of accountability. And there was a great quote from that is worth reading from, and I don't have it in front of me, I thought I did. Yeah, the price of greatness is accountability. Accountability breeds excellence. The lack of accountability breeds mediocrity. We need this independent audit. I believe it. If I had one legacy item here, and again, I am so confident that just having objectivity and expertise, technical expertise, in the evaluation, that I would let Brennan pick this auditor, okay? Because I'm not trying to figure out how to make it work better for Republicans, and I don't believe he's trying to make it work better for Democrats. And quite frankly, if I'm in your shoes, and if I'm in the position of your team, who I've gotten to know and have really enjoyed working with, in order to have that mitigating effect on the political piñata example, I would want independent analysis to demonstrate and affirm some of the good things you're doing on modeling and transparency and et cetera. So give me a good reason, Phil, that we wouldn't endeavor together to have this independent audit. It's been 50 years, we're celebrating 50 years, and we haven't had a single audit other than financial audits. Why wouldn't we do this? Do it this year together.
Okay. No, I support that. I support having people look at what we're doing, give us constructive feedback. And so absolutely, I wholeheartely agree. And I think we all understand the details will matter, the substance will matter. You know, some of the things we do, we do because we have to for the legislation. So, that will require really the right group to assess what we're doing. Whereas some things we do, many people do, and that's easier. Can I say just one more thing about CBO transparency and openness? There's one example, even in the last couple weeks, of an outside group saying, hey, CBO, you missed something. And we looked at that, and this is with the orphan drug provision in the reconciliation bill, and they're a group of outside academics mainly. And we looked at it, we had the data already, we looked at it more carefully, and we said, yeah, that's right. The cost was greater than we had in our estimate. And, we put out information on that. So that's the kind of thing, I would welcome that.
Well, I've got a lot of questions about this, but because my ranking member brought up healthcare, I feel the need to ask you a question. CBO opined on the reconciliation bill, the Republican reconciliation bill, and its impact on premiums. And you all wrote a formal missive that our legislation would, in fact, bring down premiums because of the roughly $1 trillion of rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in healthcare. Is that a true statement?
We wrote, I have a copy, we wrote a letter to you and I think it was Chairman Guthrie on, that included that information. And that's right, that the legislation in our analysis will bring down premiums. There's a variety of reasons, puts and takes, but the net is that it will lower premiums.
And I would say I'm looking forward to working on Medicare Advantage reforms, on PBM reforms, on stuff we talked about in our committee that got a lot of bipartisan support, like site-neutral payments to hospitals. That was one that I got from Obama's budget, actually, but it was in Biden's and Trump's. Let's work together to bring premiums down, make it more affordable. I think there's plenty of bipartisan work we can do. I know Obamacare was probably with the best of interest and best of intentions, but it has not brought the cost of health care down. So we've got to do something together to achieve that. No doubt there's a sense of urgency on that matter. With that, Ranking Member Boyle, the floor is yours. And thank you, Phil.